What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday Morning's Gratitude Podcast, where we show gratitude towards life and learn how to live it in the most desired way. I'm your host, Mo, and I am beyond happy to be here with you all, sharing knowledge of abundance, gratitude, and getting serious about manifesting better living. If you aren't already, go ahead and connect with me on social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Wednesday AM Podcast, Facebook and YouTube at Mama Mo Vibes with a Z, and I have a Facebook group, Welcome to Anyone. It's called Manifesting Reality. So guys, I want to kick off every podcast with a thank you. Thank you to those tuning in. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for a beautiful Wednesday morning. And of course, all thanks to the Most High for waking us up, allowing us to seize the day, and giving us another chance to become the better version of ourselves. What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 4. Today, we are going to talk about mindset for money, and I'm so grateful to have a very special guest here to help us do that. We have financial literacy coach, CEO and founder of Crown Financials, author of the Mind and Money Manual, former international radio host, course creator of Drop the Panties and Blank to Bank, the one, the only, Miss Brittany Green.
What's up, guys?
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I am well. How are you?
I'm doing good. All thanks to the Most High.
I know that's right.
All right. Well, we have some questions. You know what I mean? We want to make sure our mindset is right when we're thinking about our finances.
Yes, of course.
I hear you're the lady that can help us out.
Yes, I am. I'm the man with a plan, one man with a plan.
Well, tell us a little bit more about you and what you do.
Yeah, so of course, my name is Brittany Green. Actually just started in the financial industry about 2 years back. I jacked up my own credit. It actually happened when I got sick and went to the hospital. And those hospital bills, they come to steal and kill. So
Trust me, I know.
When it was time for me to actually get a promotion into, a corporate area, I wasn't able to get that because of my actual credit. They were running credit checks. And that's actually when I found that out, and I became passionate about changing my own and changing my mom's. And then when I realized how crazy we as a country were financially, I was like, okay, you know what? This is a problem. I have a solution. So let me go out here. And I just disrupted the industry with some amazing tips, tricks, hacks, and creating combos and finding new ways of doing things every single day. So yes, finance is my passion. And it's funny because when I was in college, I hated finance courses. And I now know why. It's because they didn't teach us the real things that we needed. They taught us about how horrible the economy was and the depressions and all these things. But they didn't teach us, okay, you're going to need credit to get when you get out of college. Student loans are going to kick your tail. and so many other things. So we were just kind of blindly thrown out there. So now that's my goal, is to turn that all around.
That's awesome. So now you took yourself and your situation and you made it into a business to where now you can actually help other people out. That's awesome. That's really dope.
Yes.
Well, tell us why you think mindset is so important for handling finances and dealing with money.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, and you teach mindset and strengthening the mind. We are what we tell ourselves we are, right? So if we're constantly telling ourselves we're broke, we're creating that reality for ourselves, right? But if we're putting it out there that we are going to be prosperous, we're wealthy, we're all of these things, it helps us to put us in a mind state. It's like it turns on it's like an action button in our brain, and it allows us to be creative, right? And think of ways to get out of debt or think of ways to save. So it just activates our brain and keeps us in a high momentum, rather than if we're telling ourselves, negative things, we're feeding ourselves negative things, we're thinking that we're always going to be in that state. So why try? So the biggest piece to mindset is, I tell people, it doesn't matter what strategies I teach you. I can teach you how to save. I can teach you, how to budget. I can teach you about credit and everything. But if your mind is still in the same place, then you're not going to be able to excel, because you're not going to think that you're good enough to do it, right? You say, well, it worked for you, but it's no way that it'll work for me because I'm in loads of debt. And it's so many people out there that have gotten out of hundreds of thousands of debt by using the same strategies, just, a little bit more improved and a little bit more up to date that we're teaching now than, 60 years ago, because of course things were different in the economy. But like all these same foundational strategies of mindset and how to save and budget and all these things like that, those principles are the same. So these same strategies are working. You just have to tweak your mind to believe you can do it. So that's why I stress on it so much.
I agree. I mean, I talk a lot about that. Everything that you say, everything that you do, it's as I say, everything you say and do will be held against you in the court of life. So I agree. I
I
definitely
like
agree.
that.
So now, do you have any personal testimonials for manifesting money? Have you ever personally manifested money?
Oh, yes. All the time. And I know when my right hand start itching, and it might be different for other folks, but I know for me, when my right hand start itching, I know some money's coming in. And it's one of those things. Actually, it happened about 2 days ago. I said, you know what, I need to get about $20 to do, such and such, because I have gigs next week, and I needed to get certain materials and things like that to be prepared. And the next day, my mom texted me and said, "Hey, I just sent you $20." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I didn't expect it to come from you, but hey, thank you." But because most of my money comes from my business, so I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me see, what do I need to do? I just know I need it because this is what I'm going to be doing. And boom, there it was.
That's awesome. I know at one point too, you were telling me about a time where you manifested like $5,000. And that was crazy that you actually said that you needed this amount of money and then you were able to get
You know
$5,000.
what? That's funny. And we're going to go with that one, right? Because I completely forgot about that one. It was in December. I put little sticky notes around the house and I said, I'm going to make $5,000 this month. Don't know how, don't know where, but I'm going to make $5,000 this month.
That's
And
amazing.
I was able to bring in 6,000, right? And it's crazy because I had just lost my job in November and became full time in my business. So I'm like, okay, I got to make things happen, especially because I got to make sure that my bills are paid for the next month. I got to make sure that I'm investing in my business. And it's just been a forward process. I think that one, the $20 was literally just the most recent. But yeah, that one was the one that happened to be the most impactful, which I don't know how to forget that. That was a big, large amount
That was
of
a big
money.
moment, right? That's a good
Yes.
amount of money. Well, speaking of mindset, I actually have read the Mind and Money Manual, and I really enjoyed the part where you're talking about everybody needing to change their mindset, and that will in turn change their finances. So tell us a little bit more about the Mind and Money Manual and why people should get it.
Yes. So it's funny how that book came about. My mentor, Lisa Nichols, who is freaking awesome, went to her conference, and then 2 days later after the conference, I got released from my job. Best thing that ever happened to me, because within 3 days I had the Mind and Money Manual written and self-published. Mind you, in between that time of 3 days, I was in the hospital. So I know that that book was significant because it was going to be a game changer. It was going to be a transformation for a lot of people because it literally was a to the point type of book. I like to the point type of things. So it was a to the point type of books, and it gave you the 5 key areas in finance that we're lacking in, right? That we're being cut short in. So we discussed mindset first, because that's the biggest piece. Then we're talking about credit tips, credit hacks, understanding credit, understanding about the basics of budgeting and getting out of debt, tips and tricks for that, and then how you can start saving towards retirement. It's a quick self-help book for someone who has no foundation. If you don't know where to start, you don't even know the basics, because let's be honest. Most of us do not know the foundations because we weren't taught in home or at school or by our friends. We're just out here flexing without good intention, right? It's okay to flex, if you got it, flaunt it. But if it's not with good intention, if it doesn't have law of attraction in mind, then it becomes kind of because now you may be struggling to keep it. This manual is giving you a foundation, and it's a workbook as well, so you can go in there and fill out some things and really turn your situation around, because it's giving you direction, which is one of the key points that we miss in finances: strategy and direction. So that's what it does for you.
I definitely Love that. I love the manual. I read it myself, like I said. And I mean, I'm definitely a more hands on kind of person myself, too. I just want to cut straight to the chase and get to
Hmm.
it. I love, oh, guys, by the way, she talks about how to build your credit without having a credit card. So
Thank you,
definitely a must
Jesus.
grab. So now you also have a financial calendar. Can you tell us a little more about that, too?
Yes. So you have 12 months of tips and tricks and understanding money from a biblical standpoint. The reason why I created this is because so many times we have the misconception of the Bible per se, where we say, okay, money is the root of all evil. Someone heard that and they ran with it. It's just like that the telephone game, where someone whispers something in your ear and you got to make it down the line, and by the time it gets to the end of the line, it's all messed up. That's what happened. So the calendar was created to shed light on some of those verses that people misconceive when it comes to money, right? So that now we can have a clearer picture of what money really means, because it's not the money as being the root of all evil. It is the love for money of being, evil. And when I say the love, I mean being greedy and killing your brother to get it, right? Or killing your sister to get it. And using it to manipulate, not using it for the actual purpose of, a tool to help your brother, to help your sister. So that's why that was created, to bring clarity to some of those verses, as well as provide you with 12 tips. So you got 12 verses with understanding and 12 tips as well. And, just put in stuff for your it is a calendar. So, I'm busy on May 16th, or, you can write in those dates and things like that as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of people have that common that misconception that money is the root of all evil, and that's actually what holds a lot of people back from
Hmm.
manifesting more money. So that's definitely good.
Yeah,
Um,
because they think that wealth is a bad thing, or having money is a bad thing. Oh, I'm supposed to be poor because, it's money is evil. And it's like, no, if you understand money and you appreciate it, you use money for its actual purpose, which is a tool, then you'll have more of it. You'll have an unlimited supply. But if you abuse and talk bad about money as if it's, something raggedy on the street, then of course you won't have that. So wealth is not a bad thing, not at all.
Definitely. No, it can be used for good too. I mean, giving back, charity,
Yeah.
feed homeless people any kind of way. It's definitely used for good. So I agree there. Now, what can people really expect? Because you do coaching sessions, which is a part of your brand. What can people expect from your coaching sessions?
So my coaching sessions are pretty intense, and it allows you to be in this vulnerable state with just me, right? It's a no judge zone. I get people in there that at first they're like a little timid because they just it's a part of their financial file that they don't want to share, but they know they have to get it underway, right? So it's that first initial, I'm a little nervous, but we get intense. We deep dive, right? So I had a coaching session last week where we set up a budgeting system for her, automatic budgeting system, and a debt, a abundance plan. I don't like to call it a debt free, but I like to call it an abundance plan, right? So we exposed all of her expenses. We eliminated a few, so that she was able to bring more money and keep more money in her pocket and out of other places. We've also took all of her debt. That was pretty probably one of the fun parts, is taking all of her debt and organizing it and figuring out, what her plan was going to be. So the purpose and what we do out of those coaching sessions is to give you direction, is to give you structure so that you know what to do. And by the end of the call, you're like, okay, I'm in a more clear space, and boom, I know what I need to do, and I'm going to do it. And then you feel excited because you have me as your support system. It's like, okay, I can't wait to tell Britt what I did. I paid off such and such, and now I'm excited. So it's a good intense session, but it gets fun towards the end.
That's awesome. You're giving that one-on-one interaction. That's
Yes,
definitely needed. Definitely needed for people in their finances. Now, I
yes,
know that you have two courses. You have Drop the Panties and then you have Blank to Bank. What
yes.
can you tell us about those two courses?
So Blank to Bank was my original course. It was a finance and kind of business course per se, in an instance to give you a direction for legacy planning, right? I do believe in generational wealth, whether it be teaching your children finance or whether it be, creating a business for them to be a part of and for you to pass on to them later. So we talk about that in the Blank to Bank class, but it's like the first level foundation, but it's a self-help course, right? So it's something that you get a chance to just do. You can purchase it online. You have immediate access. You're able to go in there and go through the modules. I like to keep everything short, sweet, and to the point. So it's not going to look like a lot of modules, but I promise you, just like the manuals are, pretty thin, but guess what? You have to read, reread, and reread again because you don't want to miss. Same thing. I'm hitting you with heavy hitters. So you're going to take your time when it comes to the course as well. So that's like my more self-paced course. Get in there and you do it at your leisure. Drop the Panties is an interesting course.
Very interesting.
Because it's funny how I'll tell you how I came up with that name too. It was pretty funny. But that course is based around a live session, right? So it's going to be a live, intense 6 weeks that I'm going to have with 7 students. I'm only accepting 7 students. So applications are in. As of this morning, we have 16 applications already in, and we're going to be making decisions in a few weeks. But we definitely want to get all those applications in because I'm only going to take 7 students. And I know you're going to have my client on the show a little bit later, down the line, and I'm going to be coaching them as I coached him. So it's going to be an intense 6-week session with me, right? So it's not just a coaching session where you're literally just, in and out for maybe 90 minutes. No, we're giving you 6 weeks of my time to deep and dig in every single one of those areas of mindset, saving, budgeting, creating legacy planning, retirement. We're going to be deep diving in each one of those areas. And I'm going to be doing group coachings, the one-on-one coachings within the course. We're also going to have a support group. Oh my goodness, that thing is going to be a complete game changer because we're just setting the pace for like this rumble. It's about to be a huge, huge avalanche going around the financial wellness going on.
I've been hearing a lot about it. I mean, we're seeing it everywhere. The Drop the Panties course. It's definitely causing some conversation.
Mm-hmm. Big time. Oh, that's funny. I'll tell you how I came up with that name. Me and my mom were arguing on the phone one day. It's pretty funny. And it was about, she was a little embarrassed about something. And I was like, girl, don't be embarrassed. Drop them panties. And I was like, wait, what in the world? And I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I could do something with this. Drop the Panties, shedding light on financial embarrassment. Anyone who knows me and my mom have a very interesting relationship. We always talking about each other. We always picking on each other. But it was like, it immediately came to me as, okay, this is an intimate subject that everyone's embarrassed to talk about. No one wants to talk about their finances. Just like no one wants to talk about their privates. We go to the gynecologist or we go to the doctor for my guys, and we're hiding all the important pieces that we need to be telling the doctor that can make us better, right? And it's like this intimate subject that we just don't want to touch. And it's like, if you just touch it, if you just expose it, if you just let it out there, you never know who can actually help you. So let's get out of this intimate subject. We're going to go all in, expose ourselves, be embarrassed, put it all on the table, because by the end, we're going to be victorious. So that's how we came up with the name. It was pretty crazy.
That's awesome. No, that's pretty funny. I mean, it's a good strategy. Definitely.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Talking about it. So
people are like, girl, what is you going? What? Every time I say drop the panties, they're looking at me like, what?
And I know one of your clients, Jamil Jackson, he is going to be on March 20th. He'll be on the podcast. So he's definitely going to talk about how you've changed him. You know, you've impacted his life in a great way. So definitely a course that people should take. Definitely a course people should take.
Yes. And like I said, I'm only for the live cohort. This is the live session. If you want to be in, submit that application the same way I coached Jamil, for him to be able to close on his home, get a vehicle in the same day, propose to now his wife, and to start 2 businesses that are flourishing amazingly just based on a change in finance, a change in mindset. Then you need to, like, if you want that same coach, you want those same type of results, of course, you got to make sure you put in the same type of work as him. But to get those same type of results, you definitely want to, get that application in. And I'm super excited for him to come on the podcast and tell you a little bit about what I did for him. But most importantly, tell you about the businesses that he is starting to go ahead and leave as a legacy, because that is major.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited. I am definitely excited to hear more. That's awesome. All the things that you did for him, impacting him in that way.
Hmm.
Now, is there anything else that you just want to tell the people trying to build their finances or having issues with money?
Yes. It's nothing too big. There's no financial mistake too big. Just drop the pennies, even if it's not with me. Drop the pennies somewhere and get you a coach. Get you a coach that's going to show you how to get out. Not just do the work for you, but actually put in the work to show you the strategies, help you build discipline, and hold you accountable so that you are able to see financial success, because you deserve it, right? If you drop those pennies, get that embarrassment out of the way, I promise you, to the right people, not the wrong people. You'll reveal a lot during this process, but to the right people, you will receive that support and help that you need to be able to get out.
Awesome. Awesome. Very good advice. Very good interview. Thank you so much, Brittany, for joining
Of
us. And
course. Thank you so much for having me.
absolutely, just giving us that mindset that we need from money. Thank you to those who tuned in this week, and thank you to those who tune in every week. I'm so grateful for you all. I'm so grateful to have this platform to provide to other people, to shed light on what they bring to the world, and also to provide a platform where I can shed light to what I bring to the world. And so I want to leave you guys with this quote by Abraham Hicks. It says, "Shortage of time is not your problem. Shortage of money is not your problem. Shortage of connection to the energy that creates worlds is at the heart of all sensations of shortage that you are experiencing." I will catch you guys next Wednesday morning.